Hello, welcome back for episode... What episode is this? I think this is going to be 58 of my Final Fantasy VII Let's Play. This is not a blind Let's Play. I've beaten the game several times before, so beware of future spoilers that I could bring up if I happen to catch some kind of foreshadowing or I just feel like talking about a future event in the game. Hasn't happened too many times throughout the run, but nevertheless it could happen. We are getting closer to the end of the run, so it's also getting less likely for future events to even exist for that reason. And I mostly don't remember what happens throughout the rest of the game, aside from, well, fighting the final boss. But, I am doing chocobo breeding. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to... trying to wrap my head around everything that I'm reading in this guide. So I have this guide from Game FAQs about using RNG manipulation to breed chocobos by. So I need one Sahara nut. I need, okay, Kraka greens. That's the one I need, right? 62. 62. Okay, boom. Okay, and now I still have enough for the 6 chocobo stables, which I need to buy. Do I buy those in here? Do I pay this person? Wow, what did he tell you? Wow, it's amazing. Let me take some notes. Okay, so Chol, which I'm assuming is a misspelling for Chloe, actually cares about the chocobo sage. That's interesting. That's cool. What? Oh, let me jot this down. Other than regular chocobo, there are... Okay, so it does tell you a little bit about the other chocobo types. Mountain chocobo and river chocobo, which is green and blue. What? There are no chocobos. Okay, so I guess I have to go back in to this guy in order to buy the stables. At a later date, you can select the chocobo. You would like to put in your chocobo stable. Rent it. Okay, I need 6. Okay, so let's just mash through. 3, 4. Yeah, and I will wind up with exactly 6 chocobos by the end of this. Okay. Just trying to make sure I've got my head perfectly wrapped around everything that I need to do, because it's not crazy difficult, but it is a little bit precise. Okay, how do I make sure that I walk into it from the one side so that am I always going to walk in on that side now? Because you need to walk in and then get into here really quickly in order to have the correct RNG manipulation. Like if I enter on a different side, it's still going to do the same. As long as I leave from there. Like, let's leave from a different side and see if that changes it. No, now it's just always over there. But initially I was entering and exiting from here. Is that just a flower on the ground? Yeah. Oh! Oh, another chocobo lure materia. Okay, so now I'm just entering from here. Well, hopefully it stays that way. Okay. So first, we have to go get our 2 chocobos. One I get near Medial, which is down here. Okay. Whoops. No. Yeah, this guide says it takes about 45 minutes. We'll see. I mean, I don't necessarily trust that I'm going to be able to do it that fast, but let's find out. I'll just run if it's not chocobos. Oh! I definitely know something I need to do. Customize and put the Reagan greens in the first slot. so that the chocobo doesn't run away before I can get an item used on it to make it stay. So this item apparently makes it stay for 8 turns, which should be plenty enough for me to destroy the other monsters. Apparently I need to... Let me... Oh, fuck off. Let's sense it. No, not Headhunter. Dude, just fucking run. Let me make sure I'm at the right spot. Yeah, I'm supposed to catch a chocobo that shows up with 2 purple monsters called spirals. Which are clearly not these things. That is Medeal over there, so I hope this is the right spot. No chocobo encounters so far. Holy fuck. How am I not running into any chocobos? Oh, okay, those have to be the... Let me just test it out. Spirals. Okay, so I'm trying to run into 2 of those plus some chocobos. Let me just get rid of Cloud's fucking limit break. Did I just get Ice 3? Yeah, let's swap out for Fire. How have I not run into... Oh! Wow. Come on, Eric. Keep it together. You need to fucking equip Chocobo lore, otherwise this is not gonna work. Jeez. Wonder if that other Chocobo lore materia is for some reason higher level. No, just the same. Alright, come on now. Come on now. So I've already wasted a couple minutes just on my own stupidity. Let's run. Okay. Is it 2 spirals? Nope. So we run. That is not the one we need. I find it annoying how the map just rotates while you're just moving. Boom, this is it. Okay. I mean, the counter-attacking is helping. I just really need to make sure that we don't... Okay. Please do not accidentally attack the fucking Chocobo. Thank you. Boom! Gotcha. Okay. Let's get on the airship. How do we get it onto the airship? Oh. If I get off of it, will it just return to the airship? Send it back to the stables. Okay, good, good, good. Okay. Now, I technically don't need to do this. It should be fine, but I'll test it just in case. Where is the damn Chocobo stable? Right over here. So, let's just test this, make sure we're good. Fuck it, let's just use a tent. So we have to move it. This is just to test and make sure that this is the right one. We're gonna move it. This is a great chocobo. And we have to confirm that it's going to be a female. Chocobo, female in name. Okay. I'll give them all different names. Okay, so now I have to hard reset because the RNG manipulation relies upon transferring both chocobos one after the other. So let's load back up. We'll go get the second chocobo, which is going to be up near the ice fields. We're going to be trying to encounter a chocobo that is with one, I think it said one or two of the jumper enemies, which are these like little rabbits. Let me just confirm that. Oh, jumpings. They look like rabbits. One or two. Okay, so let's get up there. Confirm what those enemies look like. Let's get into the bigger patch. Make it easier to stay on top of it. I'm assuming that's not the jumping enemy. Nope. Okay, that's the jumping enemy, clearly. Okay. We just need to run into a chocobo with one or two of those. I guess one would be ideal. That would be easier to get rid of it. Yama. Come on. Here, chocobo. Here, chocobo. It really takes a while to run into these things. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, no good. Because that wolf was there. Okay, let's heal up Cloud. Oops. His limit break is almost here. If that gets activated, I'll get rid of it. Let's just let Cloud's limit break get activated. Because that will be no good for capturing a chocobo. Okay, I might just have to have Cloud not do any attacks. No, doesn't matter. We can limit break. Just get rid of the battle. Sorry, chocobo. Bark, bark, bark. Chocobo's pretty tough to take all that damage. Okay, let's keep going. So, for whoever's watching or listening, how is your day going? How is your life going? What do you think about life? You think life is a good thing? Do you have issues in life? Do you think much about subjects like this, or do you try not to think too hard about life? Whoops. Goddamn. I remember when I was young, I had this grandmother, my dad's mom. She's passed away now since 2012, but she was probably the only person in my life who would sit and talk about like really weird, trippy subjects with me. I would go and sleep over at her house. And she would talk to me about like outer space and black holes and the missing link in the evolutionary chain and how she thought that aliens must have come down and had sex with humans in order to like create the evolutionary jump in the evolutionary chain. And but I bring that up to say that she kind of got those thoughts going in me, and then I just wanted to sit and think about that like a lot, and I would kind of like wear her out after a while. I would just keep asking more and more and more questions like, well, if I don't know, what was before the Big Bang? When did the universe start? When did time start? Is there a beginning to time? I would ask her all these like far out questions, and she would eventually say to me, you know, if you think about this too much, you're gonna give yourself a headache. And that was probably because I was giving her a headache. So when you think too much about life, or if you try and think about the meaning of life or the purpose of life, or why is life on Earth the way it is, why is the human condition the way it is, why does life not seem to make sense? Does it give you a headache, and do you stop thinking about it, or does it interest you more like me, where you're willing to push through the headache? Oh, fucking right, let's go. Reagan Greens, boom. Okay, let's attack that thing. Let's attack that thing. Oh, good. They're quite weak. Woo! Boom! Let's go, baby. Let's fucking go, baby! Alright, let's ride back. So that should wind up being a wonderful male. So we should have a great female and a wonderful male. That's what we need. So we need to save up, just in case anything went wrong. Boom. Oops, I fucked up. Oh yeah, we're supposed to save, and then we're supposed to hard reset, so that we can reset the random number generator. It only it only resets the random number generator if you do a hard reset. I'll turn the speed off so I can get in quickly. And basically, I load up, and then I walk into the Chocobo Ranch. I don't think the time spent on the world map matters, as long as I don't get into a battle, as far as I know. But once I walk into the Chocobo farm scene, the guide says you have to get into the stable within 2 or 3 seconds. Otherwise, too much time will go by, and the random number generator will move to where you don't want it to be. You basically want it to be at position number 2, which is where it winds up at if you just enter the Chocobo farm and then enter the stable as quickly as you can. And then from there, because based on those actions, we'll know exactly where the random number counter generator thing is. We will be able to know what kind of Chocobo we're going to wind up with from the breeding process. So let's load up. Let's enter in. Let's get in. Oh, fuck. Okay, hopefully that was quickly enough. And then once we're in here, it's not going by. And the only way to make it go by is to take certain actions in here, which we will do at certain points in order to manipulate the number to be at where we want it to be at. So, moving Chocobos. Okay, so we want the great female, and we want the wonderful male. Okay, and then we'll go outside and save again once we have that. Great one. Put it in. Great female. Let's call her GF. Boom. And the second one. Whoa, look how fast he runs. He's wonderful. Woo! Wonderful male. Fucking right. So we'll call him WM. Not that it'll be that hard to tell the difference between them all, but... Boom. Okay. So we got that. Now we go out. We save again. And then we do another hard reset. In order to reset the random number generator once again. Whoops. Okay. Quit. And now, in order to advance the random number generator to where we want it to, we gotta repeat the same process, get into the stable as quickly as possible. And then we are going to feed either one of our chocobos one Kraka green. And then we're gonna breed the two together using a carob nut. And that should get us a blue female. So let's try and make this magic happen. This is the miracle of life at work here. This is the magic of birth, and we are going to manipulate it like some Shinra scientist motherfuckers. We're just channeling a little bit of Gaston Hojo right here. So let's feed one Kraka to move the RNG from 2 to 3. Whoops. Yeah, to either one, doesn't matter. 1. Yes. Ba-na-na-na-na. Fucking right. Okay, and then we breed. Mating. Talk to the 2. Okay, let's do it. Let's not walk out by accident. Oh my god, I hate the way... I get so stressed out sometimes trying to do precision movement because of the way you don't necessarily know. Just by looking at the screen, you don't know which way is up. Sometimes left is up, sometimes right is up. Okay, this one. Do I have to select that one first? Does it matter? Yeah, the great one has to be chosen first. And then this one. This one. Let's make these two go ahead. Which nut are you gonna give them? I think they look hungry for a carob nut. Let's do it. Yes. Woo! When two chocobos really, really love one another, well, magic happens. Woo! Female blue, that's what we're looking for, right? Let's fucking go. And then, okay. Perfect. So I know exactly what to do now. So let's call this one... This is a mountain one, so... we'll call it MF, mountain female. Boom. Okay, so now... I need to go fight 6 battles... because chocobos get a little bit tired after they've done some magical lovemaking, and they need a certain amount of time to go by before they're ready to fucking re-up again. So we'll do some... The amount of these battles doesn't matter precisely. You just have to do at least 6. You can do more than 6, but you just need to do 6 in order to get them not tired out anymore, so they're able to breed again. 2. No, I don't want that. I don't want to fucking catch a chocobo. Turn it loose. Okay, let's get rid of this. So we're at 2 battles. What were HP plus? We need 4 more. Yeah, so what do we all think about the meaning of life? I mean, some people probably don't even think that there is anything weird going on Earth, or that life is... You know, some people I talk to, they just say, well, this is battle number 4, by the way. You know, life's not that bad. This is just the way things are. You can't expect everything to be perfect. You know, it's a rough and tumble planet. Life's all about survival, and it's survival of the fittest. So, you know, it's just like this. Do you think that that is the case? I mean, there's a whole gamut of human thought that could be applied to the human condition and the status quo of life on Earth. I'm just curious as to what people think. You know, do you have a specific religious background or some other kind of background that that plays heavily into your way of thinking on things? I think this is battle number 5. Let's do at least one more. Yeah, so in other words, the amount of battles you do doesn't affect the random number generator because you're just doing a hard reset at the end anyway. So we're not keeping track of the random number generator right now. We're just getting enough time to pass by, which is measured in battles, in order to get the chocobos ready to breed up again. I'm kind of losing track of the battle, so I'll do at least one more. I'm losing track of the numbers that I'm doing because I'm trying to, like, engage in interesting conversation while I'm doing this so that you're not just, like, watching me fucking do all this kind of, like, mundane shit as I follow this chocobo breeding path. Let's get all healed up again. Why not? Okay, so we save again, and we do a hard reset, and then instead of feeding 1 green, we're gonna feed 50. Whoops, not going in, we're quitting. Yeah, instead of just feeding 1 green, we're going to feed 50, and then we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna choose the great first, and then the wonderful second, and then use a carob nut, and that should get us a green male chocobo. So let's do this right, not fuck it up. Boom, let's get the fuck in here. We're in. Okay. So, feeding. Does it matter? I'm curious what it says. I don't think it even matters who I feed it to. I think it just matters that I... Oh, fuck, you can do it literally all in one go. I thought I was gonna have to do 10 at a time. That's fucking amazing. Boom. I hope you're hungry. I guess I made more of a Yoshi noise there than a chocobo noise. Okay, mating. Okay, slow down so I don't accidentally walk out the door. Great female, this one. Wonderful male, this one. Go ahead. Carob nut. So obviously, whenever you choose to breed chocobos, there's a random chance of whatever's going to happen when you breed them. You do need like a great male and a great female to get a blue or a green, but then beyond that, it's random, whichever one they turn into. And probably, I don't know that the carob nut is like required, but maybe... I don't know, actually. I don't know if other nuts work, but just at a lesser chance of them working, and carob nut is the one that guarantees it. I really don't know. I mean, God, there's just so much going on with all of this, and I really feel like very little of it is explained within the game. Obviously, I got a little bit of info from transferring the knowledge of the Chocobo Sage to this girl Chloe that's in here, or Chol. So maybe if you kind of keep going back and forth between her and the Chocobo Sage, maybe you do get to learn more. It would be neat for me personally to understand what breadcrumb trail of information they gave you within this game to try and... Yeah, great male. Awesome. So this is a river chocobo. Or no, this... Oh no, the other one was the mountain chocobo. Or sorry, the other one was the river chocobo because it's blue. So I named it backwards. So I named that one MF. So we'll name this one MM. The other one should have been named RF, but I'm not going to go change the name now. Or maybe I will. Okay, so this will be... Whoops. MM. Mountain Male. Boom. Okay. Once you have your blue female and green male chocobos, you must fight 8 battles to get your chocobos to be old enough to breed. So I need to pass more time in order for them to get to mature age to be able to breed. Let me talk to this fucking one and see if I can rename it. Can I rename? No, I fucked up the naming. Not a huge deal. Not the end of the world. So we gotta go fight 8 more battles, and then we will do another hard reset. So we're literally almost done this process. Yeah, so, I mean, me personally, like, I think life on Earth is, not quite right, to put it lightly. I mean, I felt that way since I was a kid. I think I talked about this in my Dark Souls 3 Let's Play, but I could just always tell. What's that, battle number 2? I could just always tell. Is there a counter in here? No. I'll just have to count. That the adults I was around when I was a kid, my family members, not only were not that happy, but they would lie to me and lie to themselves about being happy. I could just tell that people had a certain amount of bullshitting in them. Both like kind of like lame, pointless bullshitting. Like I knew that people were bullshitters because one of the things that we would do as a family as a kid, back in the 90s when people would actually go to each other's houses and hang out with one another before the internet, before cell phones, like we would just go to random like people's houses and people would just sit around and talk to one another. And one of the more basically the place where we went the most, that's got to be at least number 4, I would say. I'll do a couple extra beyond 8 just to like guarantee that I've done enough. One of the places was my grandparents' house, my mom's parents' house. We would go there, and there would always be like a bunch of different people there. It was a central location for a bunch of people to like come hang out on the weekends and stuff like that, and everybody would get together and talk and share news and share business, and it was good. You know, it's a good thing. I miss the days when that kind of thing happened more often. Back then, everybody seemed to be a little bit more on the same page in life because like we all had access to the same TV channels, same TV shows. Everybody kind of bought into whatever the news was telling you. People were definitely more on the same page back then. But I could just tell, based on, like, for example, people would talk differently about someone depending on whether they were present or not. And I'm not giving away, like, family secrets or throwing anybody under the bus or anything like that. We all have experienced this, to one degree or another. So I could tell this as a kid. I could tell that people were not always being fully honest. And I could tell that it was based on a certain level of awkwardness, and like obviously I didn't fully comprehend it because, as I've said before, I was one of those kids that would kind of blurt things out that I didn't realize that, you know, you weren't quote unquote supposed to say. Bahamut level 2, cool. So obviously I didn't fully understand it, but experiences like blurting things out and then having everybody like, you know, everybody's jaws go agape like, oh, I can't believe Eric just said that. Eric, you shouldn't say that. But whatever I said, something that somebody said about somebody that I didn't realize they didn't want repeated or whatever, right? Or some, like I remember I had this cousin who had like a cleft lip, and I like asked my mom about that when I was quite little, probably 5 years old or something, or maybe a little older, and I don't know if my mom even knew like how to explain what a cleft lip was or what it was, but she told me it was because he didn't put enough chapstick on his lips in the winter and his lips got cracked. And it was looking back on it, it's clear to me my mom was like trying to find a way to explain that without having to get too deep into it. Also, while encouraging me to wear my fucking chapstick because I grew up in Canada where it's wintertime and she didn't want my lips cracking. And then I'm pretty sure I, like, at one point went and, like, asked him about that. Like, I asked him, like, why don't you wear enough chapstick? You know what I mean? just as an example. So basically, you know, obviously that's not a fucking huge deal. That would be like very minor in terms of awkwardness or embarrassment. Like my mom might have, if she was there when I said that, she might have just like rolled her eyes like, "Oh, Eric, like you know, don't say that. I didn't say that to you," or something like that. She might have been a little embarrassed, but probably not a huge deal. But other things, more personal things, I can't even remember anything off the top of my head. But other things that people say that they wouldn't necessarily say to someone's face would be more of a big deal. And then it would extend beyond that. So I could tell that people were bullshitters, and then I started to realize people would even lie to themselves. You could tell that people just wanted to sometimes say the answer that was easier. Because even they didn't want to deal with thinking about the more specific truth of some difficult subject. Whether, you know, sometimes it was, like I said, with my dad's mom, it would be like, what comes before the Big Bang? Like, was there a beginning of time? What was before that beginning? How did everything start? What created everything? What, if something created everything, what created the creator? You know, these questions are difficult, but then there are other kinds of difficult questions. I'll just do a couple more just to ensure I got the 8. I'm sure I already have more than 8, but I'll just keep going. But there obviously also could be other topics of conversation that are more personal, that would more so like throw wrenches into people's relationships and stuff like that. Sometimes people just want to avoid certain subjects because they like have a strong disagreement on them, for example, but they don't want to, like, they want to still be able to get along with that person, so they'll just agree to disagree or not talk about it, or hopefully just nobody brings it up around the table and everything can still be fine and the relationship can go on. Alright, I think I'm fine to reset. So now... Okay. I won't overthink it. Let me just get the reset in, let me get into the stable, and then I'll read and make sure what I gotta do. How many I gotta feed, and then I believe it'll be breeding the green and the blue one. So that was my background in being able to tell that people would lie to each other and lie to themselves. And that just goes to say, I have been able to tell since I was a little kid that the status quo of life on Earth is not normal, and that everybody's really not as okay with things as they make them out to be. Everything's not as hunky-dory as everybody acts like it is on the TV commercials. I mean, I remember watching TV commercials when I was a kid. I have a very clear memory of seeing how excited and happy all the kids looked in the TV commercials, and for years watching them, basically until my teen years, if not like my late teens, thinking that everybody else was happy and having fun, and that I just wasn't in on it, and that there was something wrong with me because I didn't feel as happy and as excited as all the kids in the TV commercials. Because everybody really did kind of act like they were that person. Everybody really did, like, just kind of go along with, you know, like, kind of like a Pleasantville mentality, like everybody's happy, everything is awesome. I really felt like everybody just went along with that, and you could tell that people really weren't that happy, and you would see examples of people not being that happy. People would argue, people would fight, people would fucking fist fight, people would fucking bully each other, people would abuse each other, people would verbally abuse each other, but the default would always snap back to everything's fine, everything's good, society is totally fine and normal, there are no issues. So that you know, that has been my base, my ground zero, coming into adulthood, and that's what's made me definitely, I mean, is it the chicken or the egg? Did that make me kind of a loner who only has like a select circle of friends and family that I kind of get close with, or was I that way, and that's why I was able to see this stuff when other people like didn't see it so much because it was more convenient for them not to see it because they had more of, you know, maybe my constitution as a person is more aligned with truth and less with community, and then other people have a constitution that's more aligned with community and getting along and keeping the status quo, and less with the specific nitty-gritty truth. You know what I mean? So different people have different values. Anyway, let me pause this conversation. So, I mean, even if I don't get back to this conversation too much, you can see where I'm going with this. I'm curious to know where everybody's at, and hopefully I've revealed a little bit of where I'm at. And I definitely don't think that the status quo of life on Earth makes any sense at all. The biggest example I've always had in my head, just as an extremely blatant example that you can ask to people, and people will still come up with answers sometimes, although some people will just straight up admit, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Why, if we need trees to breathe, to filter our air, to turn the carbon dioxide back into oxygen so that we can breathe, why do we cut them all down? Does that make any sense? Is it just for quote-unquote money? Or are the richest people that have access to all the money, like, do they need oxygen too? You know what I mean? At some point in this equation, something doesn't add up. And there are a lot of things like that on this planet. Okay, so. Okay, we need get the proper black chocobo. Your thing needs to be at 7, so our random number generator is at 2. We need to feed 5 greens, and then blue with the green with a Sahara to get a black female. So we feed 5. We'll feed it to one of the ones that we're breeding. The one that I misnamed. Woo! Mating. And let me just make sure it says blue first. It doesn't really tell me whether I should do blue first, but I'll choose blue first. This one with this one. Go ahead. Now this is with a Sahara nut. It's weird that the carob nut and the Zeo nut you can only get from stealing from the red dinosaur things with 33,000 health, and then from the goblins over on Goblin Island. Kind of these rarer random encounter enemies. But then this one, like, so these you need for the blue and green. And then this you need for the gold. But this one is what you need to use for the black one, which is rarer than the blue and green. It's interesting. So, yeah, I would love to know more about this system and how people figured this all out, aside from just reading guides or just, you know, opening up the ROM and looking at the raw data values within the code. I'm sure somebody, like, figured this out through trial and error, especially people in Japan. I feel like people in Japan are really into, like, analysis and, like, learning the technical ins and outs of things. So I'm sure some people in Japan figured it out. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Black female, let's go. We will call her BF. Woo! F. Cool. Okay, and then exit the ranch, fight 3 more battles before saving and doing a hard reset. And then, yeah, so we're almost done here. And yeah, it seems like I'm gonna be able to get this within an hour. So 3 more battles. One. 2. This is 2, right? Not 3 yet? Not that you can answer me. Cool. Let's go back close. Let's save up. Do another hard reset, the final one. I'm pretty stoked to get this gold Chocobo. Chocobo, whatever you call it. Oh, turn that off. I hope I didn't fuck this up. I'll just reset it if I did. So we're gonna feed 6. Let's feed the black one. Cool. Does it say which order I do these in? Black first, and then the wonderful one in order to get a gold female. Hopefully I didn't fuck up by having the 3 times speed on when I entered the Chocobo farm. Otherwise I'll have to reset. Black first. Whoops. Now we choose mating. This one. The wonderful. Different one. Whoops. Wonderful. Make these two with the Zeo nut. Yes. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, gold. I can't tell if it was gold or not. It was supposed to be a gold female. We'll just call it Goldie. Are you a gold Chocobo? I cannot tell. I guess we'll have to ride it. It does look different, right? Giddy up. Nope. 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 Oh my god. Let's not fuck that up. So, boom. We got a gold Chocobo. Fucking right. Fucking right. We're at 48 minutes into this. Fuck it. I'll... Why can I not... Oh, I fucked that up again. Okay, let me go into the airship and figure out how I get my Chocobo into this stable in here. But yeah, basically I'm going to end this episode here. This is episode 58. I'll end this one here, and then next episode I'll start going around to all the different places that you can only get to via special Chocobo. I'm bored. I want to ride a Chocobo. How do I? Let it rest here. I'll take care of it for you. What? How do you raise Chocobos? Can't say I know much about that. Chocobo Ranch, I know. Well, how do I bring it here? I fucking tried to board it onto the ship and it didn't do fuck all. Let me just get the Chocobo out again. And then I can get off. Okay, and then we'll save. Awesome. Let's use a tent. Let's rearrange our items so the Reagan greens aren't at the top. Oh, wow. Tent doesn't even get rid of the sadness. Let me just test. I'm pretty sure if I use another hyper, it'll make her fury. Yeah. So you can purposely put characters into hyper or sadness, or fury or sadness if you want them there. Right on. Okay. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought about this special episode 58, which was the Chocobo breeding episode. Did you think that was cool? Did you think it was boring? What do you think about the subjects that I brought up? Very much interested in hearing people's takes on these subjects in life. I don't think it's stupid or pointless. I think it's very easy for us to be lulled into thinking that our own personal takes on things, you know, if we're not an introvert, or if we're not someone who's been praised a lot for giving our personal takes on things, and especially if we're someone who has been punished a lot or told we're stupid for our personal takes, then we really won't give them a lot. I mean, I felt that a lot growing up, and I just had like a lot to express, and I had a lot of will and a lot of desire to express, so I happened to kind of push through a lot of the resistance I got as a kid. But as a kid, you know, my personal takes on things were not always welcomed. I will say that the one thing that generally was always praised about me when I was a kid was that I was smart. So it's not like people never cared about what I had to say, but it was seen as a little bit of a novelty. And then once, this has been true of my entire adult life, people love, especially if there's someone who knows me, someone who loves me, someone who's associated with me, they love the idea that I'm a genius. They love being associated with someone who they feel is really smart. But if I tell them something that they don't want to hear, they don't love it anymore. I'm sure other people that are considered quote-unquote smart can relate with that. You know, everybody wants to tell you how smart you are until you until you tell them something that they're not trying to to do. And then all of a sudden, it's like, well, how smart do you really think I am? If you, like, don't even want to consider my opinion that's contrary to the status quo, or contrary to your status quo. Anyhow, let me know what you think. I think it's really important when people give their personal takes on things. I don't like it when people are just clone-minded. I don't like it when people just try to be a part of the status quo and never step outside of it. I don't think it's a bad thing to know how to get along. I definitely have that skill, and that's something I've had to develop more as an adult, is the ability to quote unquote play well with others. There's a complete value to that. You got to have both, in my opinion, community mindedness and independent mindedness. But I feel like in this world, we are way more leaning towards everybody just getting on one page, to the detriment of the individuals and the individual takes of people's, and I think that we lose out on a lot of creativity because of that. Now, having said that, I did just obviously make the point about how, I think it was in this episode, how the internet has gotten everybody off, and everybody's kind of off in their own separate echo chamber with their little group. We don't all watch the same TV shows now. We don't all buy into the news necessarily anymore. So, and obviously since Donald Trump came onto the scene in 2016, people have become really divided and polarized onto one end of the spectrum or the other. And without making any judgments on either side of that, you know, that's kind of contradicting what I'm saying about how I think our society does need more individuality. You know, I think that where we ended up with everybody being so divided is because we were so far in the other direction of everybody just having to be on the same page about everything. Maybe it's not quite so much like that depending on where you grew up. Here in Canada, people are very, like, everybody is like almost like pathetically desperate to get along. Not to, you know, insult Canadians, but I mean, give me a break. I grew up here. I know what it's like. A lot of people just want to say the right things and do the right things, and if something has to get talked about that is not polite, then you do it hush hush behind closed doors. And people do it, believe me. Canadians are very passive aggressive in that way. A lot of us anyway. Maybe in the States it's different. The United States has more of an atmosphere and a spirit of individuality, which I aspire to. I think that's interesting, and that's one of the reasons why I'm going to be road tripping around the States this summer, because I've just never spent much time in the States, and I do want to experience more of that. I want to get out into like the small towns kind of in the middle of the country and get an experience of like small town, old-timey America, and see if I can get some of that American spirit. And I'm sure America's not the only place in the world that has that. But yeah, so I think everybody, for so much of history, having had to be so community-oriented, so tribe-oriented, for good reasons and for bad reasons, has swung it swung us too far in that direction. And in recent times, especially with the advent of the internet, but probably even it was building before then, there has been a reaction where people are just trying to break out into an individualistic way of thinking, almost at any cost. And it has cost us some, because now people are so divided and it's hard to get people on the same page. It's hard to get people agreeing about things, and that has its own downfalls. Anyhow, that is a absolute buffet of jumping off points for people. If they're listening, to just give an opinion. Tell me what you think about something, about anything, about something I said, about something you're thinking, something that's going on in your personal life. Whether it seems relevant or not, it will be relevant. We're all living the same human experience here on planet Earth. Everything that someone else is experiencing or thinking has relevance to other people. But if we don't share it, we never get the opportunity to say, hey, I was thinking about that too. That's really interesting. I didn't think anybody else was thinking that way. So, hopefully we can get more of that going on, whether it's in my comment section or just talking to the random fucking person that's pumping your gas or selling you coffee or groceries or whatever. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good day. I will see you in episode 59, where we will ride around on our golden Chocobo and check out at least 4 places off the top of my head that I know we can only access via that method. Peace the fuck out.